frustrating at all for you to not have continued to build on what happened in that game and not to get the numbers that I'm sure I thought?
Right now, I believe we're 11-1 with a chance to play for the championship. So I'm not very frustrated at all.
No, I imagine you watched some of the nation's best wideouts. So what stands out to you about the Clemson wide receivers?
They're very talented. We got the big guys that can run fast and go up and get the ball. But I feel like our DBs are prepared every day. Going against us, and I think that it's going to be a great matchup.
How do you feel you played?
I feel like I've had a pretty solid season so far. Just doing everything that I can to try and help win a game, whether it be blocking, anything, receiving anything. So I feel like I'm going to continue to do that and see where it takes me.
How important do you think you'll be against Clemson and then potentially against whoever be in the championship game?
I try to have the mindset that I can make a big difference in every game. No matter what it be, whether it be a key block, you never know which play is going to win the game. And I try and go every play as if I'm trying to win the game. I give my best effort and try to do my job.
When you're out there in practice, and say you're a target on the play, do you have to know where Malik Hooker is? Like, do you feel like he's always somewhere around and he's just going to come in and get the ball at the last second?
JT needs to know where Malik Hooker is at.
But you have that in mind as well.
Absolutely. I try and create, an unobstructed, one of our terminologies is create an unobstructed throwing lane. So, be between you, the defender, and the ball, if you're coming back to the quarterback. So, I try and just create as easy throw as I can. Of course, having a good awareness of where Malik at can definitely help with that.
No, when you guys were in the playoff in 2014 against Alabama, I think you might have had one touch all year, and then on a crucial third down, they handed you the ball against Alabama.
Right.
What do you remember about that? Like, why were you the guy they turned to in that moment? I know it was 2 years ago, but I'm curious if you remember anything about it.
I was a little confused on the field. Me and Zeke looked at each other like, did they really just? But we just lined up and ran the play and took it how it went. But if I could have that over again, I definitely try and get a couple more yards.
But it was definitely called and designed to go to you. They wanted you to try to pick up that first down.
I'm not sure. I'm not sure of that. We just rolled the punches. So.
You said you weren't too upset about your role because you guys are 11-1. But how has your role changed? Obviously you had 4 touchdowns against Oklahoma, but now you don't seem as involved in the offense getting the ball. What's changed?
I don't think my role has changed as much. I think that it's just a matter. We got so much talent that it's a matter of who it is going to be every game. And that Oklahoma game happened to be me. I don't think that I've changed my role or changed anything that I've done. It's just draw the cards.
So how have Ben and Austin handled this season? Obviously coming in as the 4-star recruits, the big name wide receivers. Austin came in early and sort of got a lot of publicity throughout the spring, and then Ben has been talked about by Coach Meyer over and over. Have you seen them grow?
Absolutely. They're going to be 2 tremendous young receivers. They came in this year and have done a lot more than you can expect out of a lot of freshmen. They're much more advanced. It's a matter of waiting for your time to come. And I think that when their time comes, they're going to explode onto the scene.
Do you think playing in a game out in Phoenix, in an indoor stadium, do you think that weather kind of helps you be a little bit more explosive on offense, kind of helps you open up the passing game?
It can definitely help, being in an enclosed area where there's no wind or nothing like that you got to worry about, rain. But so it definitely can help with throwing the ball more. So we're excited about that. Look forward to the game.
Do you actually think that that's been a factor this year, or is that just kind of more
I wouldn't say that weather has. We're not gonna blame anything on the weather. I think that we gotta execute better. Period. I think that we're working on that. We're gonna get that done. So.
You were on that team obviously 2 years ago in that role, but now have a major role. Does it feel different? Does it feel like you're looking forward to this run because it's more of my team, so to speak?
It definitely feels a little bit different because I understand that I have more of a chance to make an impact, and I appreciate that, and I go out every day on the field, trying to take advantage of that and trying to do anything I can to help win the game. And I realized that this year I have more of a chance to do that than I did my freshman year, and that's a lot of responsibility, and I'm looking forward to it.
What do you see in Clemson defensively, LSU?
Very solid defense. They're very strong up front, solid on the back end. So they're going to force us to come play, protect, and execute our game plan.
What are you seeing from JT right now? Is his confidence as high as it has been all season, or?
What I see from JT is he's got his head down and he's going to work. I mean, he knows what he needs to work on. He knows what we need to work on, and he makes sure that every day we got out here on the practice field, we get that done, and we're not leaving until that happens. So
Do you see a different JT right now? Because I mean, he obviously was sitting out the last time. The team went on the playoff
I mean,
run.
people always say, "Do I see it?" If you watch videos, like you'll see when JT was on a wheelchair, I mean, on a little scooter, he was the same JT, like hyped up, getting everybody focused as if he was playing. So I feel like JT hasn't changed much, and he's got a workman-like attitude every day, and it's not going to change. So.
I think he appreciates it differently, having to sit on the scooter and be hyped up on the sideline.
Oh, definitely. I think that anybody would tell you that when you're taken away from the game that you love, you grow an appreciation for it. And I'm sure that this time around he's got a great appreciation for what he's able to do, and takes great responsibility for the outcome. So.
Noah, do you think it's possible as you guys prepare for this game for younger guys on the offense who have played some but not necessarily had larger roles, to move up the ladder a little bit, maybe would be the way to say it, like a guy like Mario or Ben Victor, like guys who we've seen but not necessarily like in crucial moments? Do you think they can be?
It's definitely a chance for guys like that to catch the coach's eye a little bit more, and you never know, that could result in more playing time, but it definitely solidifies. I thought of bowl practice my freshman year as a way to get myself ready for the next year and show things that I can do, and I think that they get a lot of opportunities out here to do that, and they're opening a lot of eyes. So.
Noah, do you think the group overall is hungry enough to make this run to win this national championship?
Absolutely. I don't think we've ever been more hungry. I think that we completely understand what's in front of us and what it's going to take to get the job done, and we're dedicated to doing that.
You brought up the videos of him on his JT on the scooter. Any particular scene that sticks out in your mind of kind of encapsulates how he stayed involved a couple years ago, or how he helped people?
Yeah, I think it was the Big Ten championship before we went out to play Wisconsin. He came out and he said, this is your moment. We worked all year for this, and this, it said a lot about somebody who worked so hard to get us there, and was not able to play in the game, but was still so pumped and still cared so much. That just speaks to JT as a leader. So.
Was he making speeches like every game when he was on the scooter?
Yeah. Every game, he would have something to say, something to get us locked in, ready to go. So that's definitely one of my favorite parts about JT, and I definitely appreciated that. So.
Do you watch a lot of film with JT?
We do that. We watch film at skill, and we also watch separately. But as of recently, it's just been wide out quarterback.
So when you are with JT, because he was talking the last time we spoke to him, sort of like he'll see things like whether it's mistimed or like a guy who broke open who you didn't quite see. Like, are you pointing out to him like, look here, like I came across here open. I know you didn't see me, but like in the future.
Definitely. If we have open communication. If I feel like he missed me on somewhere, if he feel like I wasn't where I was supposed to be, that's something we definitely have open communication on the sideline. And we're looking for that adjustment, and we're gonna try to make that play next time. So it's definitely open communication. No type of bad conversation. It's all productive. So.
Do you feel like the passing game though can step up to another level? I mean, we've got the time to work on it now.
I definitely think that we can make some improvements in the pass game. We can make some improvements in the run game and in our defense. So I think we're focused on doing all of that.
I know you said you're still contributing, but people are saying, "Where have you been?" I mean, do you hear any friends or anybody saying that, like, since Oklahoma?
I mean, I hear it all the time, but I don't pay too much attention to it. I'm gonna do what I got to do to help us win the game. And whether or not that involves making a catch doesn't, that's not my concern. I got to worry about what I'm supposed to do on each play, and I'm going to get that job done.
You still, I assume you could still envision yourself as like the go-to guy, though, right, for JT? I mean, you're a big target.
Definitely. I mean, I definitely, always want the ball in my hands, but it's a matter of I play on a team. Football is a team sport, so I realize that can't happen. But when my number is called, I'm going to make sure I do everything in my power to make the play. So.
You guys played in so many big games this year. Was there a big game in particular where you felt that, hey, maybe this is a playoff caliber team that we have here?
I think Oklahoma was the first time that I saw that. On the road, I didn't know what we were going to get. We got a bunch of young guys going on the road in a hostile environment. I wasn't sure how we were going to react if something didn't go right. And I think that in that game, we stuck solid and we put out a good performance and showed that we got each other back. So.
Is this the preparation for this game kind of like that Oklahoma game, being that it's a team that you don't see in the Big Ten, you haven't seen since the Orange Bowl, and you guys, a lot of you guys weren't here, obviously.
Right. I mean, it's an away game, huge game, and you know we're treating it as it's us against the world, and you know we're all we got. So you know we try and stay tight and believe in each other, and just go out here every day and get better, and we trust in the game plan and in our ability that you know we get the job done.
Do you appreciate, I mean, in practice, the secondary you're going against? I mean, you got probably some of the best man cover guys in the country you're facing. Do you think you've got a handle on how good they are?
Definitely, I think it's a blessing, you know, to be here. One of the things to be here is it's such great competition. I feel like I go against the best secondary in the country every day. So you know, when you go out in the game, it can seem, you know, you realize that like, wow, like our guys are really good. I'm glad we're not going against them. But you know, it can also make the game a little bit easier. So I'm thankful for that.
Have you ever seen a secondary like that can change a game? I mean, they did change the tone of the Michigan game.
Right. No, I mean, I'm not sure I have seen a secondary quite like the one we have right now. I think we got 4 guys on the back end that really can, you know, make a play at any time. So, you know, just thankful for that.
The way they score, I mean, do you sometimes, or does that happen in practice too?
We try to limit that happening in practice, but you know, it does happen sometimes. It's football, but you know, you're definitely thankful when you see it happen on game day.
You're focused on your side of the ball and things, but have you, maybe as a fan or anything, seen any of Clemson's receivers at all?
Yeah, no, I definitely got a chance to watch them play. You know, I think they're a talented group, but you know what I mean. I feel like it's going to be a great matchup. Like I said before, great DBs versus great receivers, and that's college football. That's what you want to see.
Is it almost like tantalizing because you mentioned you guys have 3 really good receivers or cornerbacks they've got? I mean, is it like a prime matchup between those groups? And then vice versa for you guys against their defense?
Definitely. I feel like they got a great defense. It's going to be a great matchup. They got a great offense. So, you know, it's going to be a matter of, you know, who executes their game plan better. The talent at this level is pretty much equal. So it's a matter of who wants it more, who's going to execute better.
When you got hurt last year, did doubt creep into your mind that you get a chance to go play for a national championship?
I wouldn't say that doubt creeped into my mind. You know, it was definitely a tough time for me, wondering how I was going to come back. You know, what that was going to be like. But I feel like, you know, we definitely have the talent, you know, to compete for a national championship every year, in my opinion. And I feel like we should do that, or it's not a very successful season. So, you know, I was definitely anticipating that opportunity again. Just wasn't sure how I was going to come back.
A couple more for Noah. Noah, coming down the stretch this year, in some of those close games, did you guys get the idea that JT was taking those games into his hands? I mean, he felt personally responsible for getting the first down, or do you feel like he took on that responsibility?
Definitely, I feel like he takes on that responsibility at all times, and that's one of the things that I think that makes JT so good, is that he has so much passion and so much care and takes so much responsibility for what he does on the field that, you know, he wants to make everything perfect, and he's going to make sure that, you know, the job gets done when it's on the line.
You waiting for Mike Weber to break a long one?
He has done that a couple times this year, and you know, anytime he does that, it obviously helps the offense. You know, I'm going to do anything I can to help him break a long one. You know, whether it's a block, whatever it's got to be. So, you know, anything to help us be successful.
I'm sorry if I missed this earlier, but Coach had talked about right after the bowl was announced that you know, their work was needed in some areas. To talk about the passing game, what's been going on with you guys as far as trying to get better in that regard?
I mean, with me, it started first with me. I like to study myself. So, you know, after the Team Up North game, I sat down and I watched myself for a while, and I'm trying to look for any tendencies, anything that I'm doing wrong, trying to fix that. Start myself first, and then, you know, me and JT gonna get together and work on it, and you know, it starts out on the practice field as well. You know, just really being dedicated to getting stuff done, paying attention